What's up, Game and Compute? How you guys doing? So, I am gonna talk a little bit about eBay again. Don't worry, I'm not gonna talk about the Vero restrictions. Um, but if you remember, in the frustration of that process, I did mention that I was gonna open up another eBay store and I was gonna see if I could do that using a new phone line. So it just so happens that our Wi-Fi is bad enough that I ended up paying $10 a month to get a hotspot because we do have Wi-Fi, but I'm like, well, if I have to take a meeting or I have to do something else, um, I'd rather just have an option to just turn on my hotspot on my spare phone because I have this spare Moto G phone that I use when I go out of town just in case I drop my regular phone, my personal phone somewhere. And because, if you're riding a train or whatever, you've always got these like digital tickets for everything. So, and sometimes you might need your email or like say if you lose your wallet and your phone or something, it's like at least you have a device that has something in it. Like usually if I'm at a hotel, I'll leave it at the hotel. But it's like, it's just a bit of a backup, especially if I don't bring my laptop or anything. It's like, okay, I have this spare phone. And I used to have Google Fi on there, but it was like $20 a month and I wasn't using it that much. And then I found out about Tello. Now I'm not trying to pitch anything about Tello. I don't really know anything about it. All I know is that I'm using their services for their data basically. So I'm paying 10 a month. I think you get 1 gig. I don't even really want to talk about this because I don't really know the details. I was just like, what's the cheapest thing that I can get that's gonna give me a hotspot when I need it? It's not gonna break the bank in case I never use it, but I've already used it a few times, and it kind of helps me rest assured because sometimes I have important meetings by Zoom, and it's like, well, I can't be like fumbling around like with what the house Wi-Fi is gonna do. It's just good to have like a backup. So because I opened this phone and I use Tello, I got a free phone number with it, and so I have a phone number with this SIM card, and basically it gave me a new number, and that new number I was able to use to set up a new eBay store because the verification goes to a different phone and it goes to a different number, and it's not a Google Voice number, and it worked fine. So, I was able to verify. The thing that's worrying me is that my name is attached to things, so I'm not sure if they're gonna flag me once they figure out that I'm the same person that had the other ones that they were trying to ban. The other profile that they were trying to ban, but I got it all set up, so I'm kind of happy about that. I basically had some manga and Gundams and things like that need to be sold, and so I was like, let me just put those up on a new store. And so far, I mean, the products went live today on a 5-day auction with a buy now option as well. No views yet as of 8:24 p.m. on April 30th, 2025. But I think I opened the store. I opened the store the other day. Let's see what day it was. It looks like on the 24th. So 6 days ago, I connected an email account, an old email account, to this. And for the website, I'm using my YouTube that's been connected to this for like I have a YouTube with that same email from like 6 years ago. So And the email is probably way older than the YouTube. So it just kind of works. And now I've got a phone number that I can use for it and a completely separate email address. I don't think I'm going to set up this subscription store. They have like the starter store or basic store. I really wanted to do that last time to see if it improved anything metrics wise. So far I've got like really no traffic, but I only set it up, I don't even know what time I set it up, honestly. It was like, well, like I said, like 6 days ago the store was opened, but I just connected like banking information like around 8 p.m. And I listed my first items this afternoon, probably after lunch. So let's call it 2 p.m. I don't really know 100% if it was 2 or 3 or 4, somewhere between like 2 and 4:30 p.m. or so. It probably wasn't 4. And 2 seems a little early, so let's say somewhere between 2:30 and 4 p.m. I listed these. I didn't write down exactly on my schedule when I was doing things today, so I don't have the details, but that sounds about right. And let me see, actually, the email should tell me. Does it say when I've posted an item? It should say you've posted an item or something like that. I'm not seeing it, but yeah. So, okay. Yeah, around 4:06 p.m. the last one, or 4:09 p.m. the last item was posted, was listed. So, it hasn't even been like half a day yet. So, that's kind of all I really have to say about this. It was a smooth setup. I haven't been flagged yet. It's been 6 days. I'm just taking it slowly. I know that my first and last name are linked. They're linked to the bank. They're linked to the store as far as like the profile information. But outside of that, I'm not sure how I was getting flagged. The other times I think it was that I didn't have a fresh number, and it may have also been my bank accounts, but I don't really know because this uses account and routing. I've changed some debit cards since then, but this only uses this asks more. I guess it connects with your account number. Now I have used things for eBay like Novo. Excuse me. I think Novo for business, PayPal. I can't remember if it was business PayPal or not. I really don't remember, but I know Novo. But you need an EIN for Novo to use their business account. So I will get my EIN in about 10 to 14 business days because I had to call into the IRS and get that number because they know that I have a number from the old store that I set up, the one that was all like messed up. So they know that I have a store open, and that EIN doesn't work. I tried to put it in Novo and it didn't work, and it gave me some kind of message. I called within the last like 15 minutes or so, because they close at like 7 p.m. I can't remember if it's Eastern or Pacific, but they close, I think it's 10 p.m. Eastern. So 7 p.m. Pacific. I was on the phone till just past 7 p.m. They say if you're authorized, they can send you the information uh, verbally over the phone. But I don't think I'm eligible for that. And the person seemed to not really. I don't even know if they got the information right, honestly, because the way they were saying my name and like I was trying to use like, you know how they say like E as in Edward, like R as in Robert, you know. I was trying to say the letters like that, but he didn't want me to say it. He's like, just say the letters, and I'm saying the letters the way he wants. But I'm like, he's not understanding what I'm saying. Like, um, he changed like quite a few letters in my name, and then one of the letters I said N as in Nancy, and then he wrote down Nancy, and I'm like, my name is not Nancy. Like, oh my goodness, like it was just a disaster. So I'll probably forget all about it by the time this stuff comes in the mail. But I should be getting a new EIN and closing the other EIN. I felt like there's no reason to keep it open because that store did so bad and there wasn't really any profit off of it, hardly like $1 or so. And I just wasn't getting traffic enough to it. One thing I noticed on the old account that did change is my feedback went to 100% because it says any other feedback is old. So my feedback went to 100%, even though I didn't have really any orders. I think I had like 3 orders. I had a whole bunch of messages that I wasn't really checking. Like at a certain point, it didn't really matter. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use this. What's it called? This export eBay export.ebay.com/en/marketing/ebay store/subscriptions. So if you go under subscriptions, basically, in eBay, you can find that you are able to make a starter store, a basic store, premium, anchor, enterprise, and the prices on those fees per month. If there's a monthly renewal, they're gonna end up costing you more. So monthly, it goes $7.95 for starter versus the $4.95 if it's annual. For basic, you have $27.95 versus the $21.95 annual. For premium, you have the $74.95 monthly versus the $59.95 if it's annual. And Anchor, you have $349.95 monthly versus the $299.95 annual monthly. Those numbers are monthly numbers, but you can see how much you could save. I mean, like, imagine that with Anchor. I guess Enterprise, it says it's not currently available anyways for a monthly subscription, but the annual per month renewal is $2,999.95. So, like, if you look at those, you're saving quite a bit of money. Even between the starter, it's almost like it's $3 different per month. So over a year, if you had it for a year, you'd already be saving $36 a year. Basic, it's like $6 different. So you'd be saving like $72 a year. And it just goes up from there. Like this other one, the Anchor, it's almost like a $50 difference, just about. And you're, $50 a month different. Can you imagine that? $50 times 12. Yeah, it's like $600, man. Just because you want to pay monthly versus doing the annual with the monthly charge. So it makes more sense to do the annual if you're trying to actually save and you're going to keep it open for a year anyways. I thought they had a free trial last time. I don't see it this time, so I didn't open the starter or basic store option. Plus, I'm not getting any traffic anyways, so I don't really have much to say. Um, but some of the items I posted, I did notice that they're high ticket selling. They're quite niche. They're quite niche, but some of them are in Japanese, and I'm like the only American seller. So, I pretty much just listed things at the same price as the people selling them from Japan. I'm not selling from Japan. So I would hope that people would find mine because some of those listings ended today. So I'm hoping some of mine pop up. But I do have to optimize them. I kind of put like bare bones. I didn't fill out all the details. I'm actually pretty anxious about it. Like I'm kind of like worried that it's gonna get shut off. It's kind of like I'm almost waiting to just like get an email that's like sorry, like violation, or like sorry, like your account has been like banned or something. It's like come on. But at this point it's just an expectation. But I did see you guys kind of like the workflow episodes a little. So the next time when I'm working on something, I'm probably gonna do it, talk through it. I have not stopped the other things I'm working on. I just paused. Monday it was supposed to happen and it didn't. Tuesday it was supposed to happen and it didn't. Today it was supposed to happen. It hasn't yet, but I did the eBay part, so I'm glad about that. This eBay has nothing to do with those other projects, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this might work out. But yeah, so I'm gonna do some workflow, not on eBay. I'll leave these as they are for now. I probably should optimize them tonight, but I'll do that in the morning. And then, but I don't want to talk about the specific products. I'll just say that the anime event that I went to was very eye-opening as far as seeing and talking to vendors, artists, kind of seeing what people are doing with their small businesses, kind of how they're able to take things outside of the online and show up in a niche space and have product to sell. They kind of told me, I think they said May or June, there's one in San Jose, and then there's another event in, what did I say? There's one in San Jose, there's one in, I think, Long Beach in January in 2026. And like I've mentioned before, I have a friend that is a vendor that pretty much only uses Venmo and doesn't have a website, nothing like that, and she's able to make money at live events. And so, like I'm saying, I don't know how much it costs to be a vendor, but it might be worth it to actually do some in-person vending. I've never fully done that. Have I? Not really, but it might be worth it to know, like with your niches, where you can do that kind of thing, because the online market's getting kind of crazy. And when I hear how much people are able to make in person, sometimes I'm like for example, at the anime event, I saw this store selling these Gundams, and and I know how much Gundams usually cost. So I already knew that their prices were very decent. Now you were paying them using, I think, Square or some kind of card reader, Venmo, just basic stuff you could do with your phone or whatever, or just tap your card or something. Um, and so um, you were able to do that with them. You were able to just go to their online store, their in person store, and same with the artists. You know, a lot of people had business cards. A lot of people had QR codes. Um, and I took a bunch of that. You know, they had like free little freebies, little stickers that were free with their logo on it, and maybe some kind of social media, some kind of profile or portfolio of some kind, where you could see all their work. And if you're really into that kind of stuff, it's like you hold on to it. Like I'm into certain niches where it's like when I go to the events or go with friends to certain types of locations in certain areas, and I'll collect business cards and stuff and kind of like get a feel for what's around, and browse their websites later on and kind of see what they've got and like engage with their social media. And I'm pretty sure people can build up a following from those types of spaces. Um, and it just made me feel pretty interested in that because I've never really been interested in the in-person stuff, but because the online world is getting so complicated, it starts to cost so much money, and it's like you're competing with all these people versus, you know, just get the products in front of the customers who are already interested in buying it. Like they're at least interested in looking. So live, you're gonna get traffic even if nobody's buying. You're gonna get people browsing, and then in addition to the browsers, you know, you're gonna get some people purchasing because that's what they're there for. Now, going back to the story with the Gundams, I saw the place where they were set up, and they had a good deal that was like two for, like, say each item was like $12 or something, but then you could have like two for $20. But then after the fees, it was like $23 or something total for two. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get two. So I leave, you know, go browse around some more because I'm like, I don't really want to like carry it around. But it's not like the biggest event. And so I circle back around. I come back and I see that they're there. They're there again. You know, they're still there. You know, but you know, Gundams come in these boxes. Those boxes were stacked pretty high on these shelves, and all I did was take like a lap, and it was not a very slow lap. Maybe, let's say I came back like 20 minutes, 30 minutes later. There was a significant amount of those missing. The Gundams were just like sold. Like, after I just got around like a little bit once, and then I was like, oh shoot, I need to like buy what I was gonna buy, or else I might not get to, you know, or at least the good ones might be taken. So I was able to make a purchase, but man, guys, um, I mean, a storefront, a booth, all that kind of stuff might cost you some money. You know, a sign, a banner, business cards, all that stuff. You know, merch. Um, but I don't know. It's really got me wondering because I'm like, you know, I'm wondering what the what the math is on, you know, online versus in person. Because in person, you know, you're kind of just paying in person for um uh like the vending fees pretty much. There might be other fees, but it's not that bad. So that's kind of something in the back of my mind that I'm like, well, if I do end up having a bunch of stuff, how would I, unload it if I can't do it online? And then, being there in person, you still, at the least, could give out your cards or have people scanning your QR codes. That's at least traffic to your website. So if it's worth like the $50 or whatever it is to sign up for something, some kind of an event where you're a vendor, you might be able to figure it out. It just kind of sucks because if it's an event you want to go to, you might not be able to actually like attend the event because you're going to be too busy working. But I don't know, you might be able to take a break, or you might be able to figure out some other method. With summer comes a lot of pride events, a lot of school events, a lot of summer outdoor sports events, camping, all types of like classes that people get interested in. So I don't know, it's just kind of a little food for thought. It just seems a little, I don't want to go like too off, like, and be always just like looking for something else. But it's like, at the end of the day, sometimes when something isn't working, and then you kind of are literally seeing success from other people when you're just like seeing what they're doing different. Like, this is probably, my friend who told me about her vending, who makes her own products, her own jewelry, and then like, I saw multiple types of vendors at this anime event, and these aren't the only types of events I go to, but there's farmers markets, there's, I'm a concert and rave and festival loving person, but there's also events like Ski Dazzle or Snow Jam, and I don't know what the Vegas one is called, but right before the snowboard season opens, sometime near like November or so, you can get tickets to these vending events where people are selling snowboard supplies at a discounted price. I mean, if you have if you have a way to kind of get products, you might be able to profit on them, especially if you really know the market. I think that's what helps too, is knowing the market for something. Because certain things, it's like, if you don't really buy it yourself or were never interested, you're like, whoa, like, this seems like a good price. Like, there is a learning curve. You have to learn. But if it's something you already like, if it's something that's already a hobby of yours, like, you can tell. Like, if you're really into phones and you always want the new phones, you're going to know what's a cheap price, what's a good price, for a new one, for an old one from last year, for one for 3 years ago, and what kind of defects it could have and still be worth some money, and like, what are the ins and outs of it. You're not going to have to do all that research and trial and error on your own and learn the hard way. So yeah, you definitely be able to do that. And then, yeah, I mean, I think it takes some creativity But I was pretty impressed with what I saw at the anime event. It kind of showed me that I think sometimes maybe just being online isn't the way. Um, I mean, looking at a lot of these commission only trainings too, it, things do seem to be kind of circling back to like at least a hybrid method of success. Like for a while things were online and it was booming, and I'm not saying that you can't just be online, you know, like you can, but um you know, trying to get eyes on your stuff without paying a lot of money is what I'm trying to say. You know, you gotta weigh, you know, what's gonna be worth it more for you. Um, Even garage sales, yard sales, like I've seen people do a really good job with those. Um, like when I'm delivering Uber a lot, when it's on weekends, you know, if it's in the morning on like a weekend morning, I see that often. You know, people selling stuff, and there's always people just browsing around, looking at their stuff, um, trying to buy it, trying to bargain, trying to haggle a little bit. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think it's worth looking at. You know, I hmm. Well, I'll get back into talking about some of the other workflow stuff. I just wanted to make sure I touched base on the eBay stuff, but I don't think I have a lot of items though. That's the thing. I don't have a lot of products. I did see something on here for like a grant program. I'm not saying get a grant, but I did see. No, maybe it wasn't on here. Maybe it was on. I don't know now if it was on PayPal. It was either on eBay or PayPal for business, where they had some kind of grant program. I'd have to look and see which one it was, but there was like some kind of grant program. I think it was for capital. The other one was like some kind of loan. Like I'm saying, I can't like recommend any of this for anybody because I don't know anything about it. I think it was through PayPal though, and I didn't read. I didn't read more. Like you probably have to qualify and everything. Um, but yeah, if you're interested, you should see how you feel. Uh, if I have any updates about this store, I'll let you guys know. So far, it's a YouTube, it's an eBay. I could probably post my YouTube stuff. I mean my links for eBay on the YouTube, but the YouTube channel doesn't specifically have to do with this niche. There is some content elsewhere though that has to do with like, I think I posted it here on Game and Compute on let me see if that's even available on the YouTube channel. I don't know if it's private or if it's public. It had some video about like Magic the Gathering or something. Like I don't even know what it was. Let's see. I'm trying to find it. Let's see. My videos. It would have been like during the pandemic. It's old. Let's see, guys. It would be. I don't know if it's public. Oh my goodness, There's always boxes and things. I can't even tell you guys how frustrating it is. I don't want to vent about it because I'm gonna start venting. Okay, how many per page? 50. Trying to see where I would have posted these videos. They would have been some of the first videos. So I have to go back because it's gonna take me forever. Goodness. They really want you like going through all these pages. Having to scroll so much. But it's gonna take me a little bit. I've got to click past almost 300 videos. Is it not on here? Shoot. Oh, maybe it was alive. No? Huh, I don't know where it is then. I was pretty sure I put it on here. On this YouTube channel, but I guess not. Or if it is, maybe it's not public. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Maybe I deleted it. Or maybe it's on another... I don't think it's on another YouTube channel. I don't know. I can't find it. So I don't know. Maybe it's not on there. I have no idea, guys. But anyways, I don't even have to talk about it, I guess, if I can't find it. Alright, so I'm gonna end this one. If I do some workflow stuff, I'm gonna record about that.